So I've been thinking about first declension nouns, and I wanted to refresh my memory, and so I thought that while I was doing that, I would share what I was refreshing my memory on with you guys. And so this is the first declension. So this is the declension of terra. And the word terra actually means land, earth. And so as you can see, we have all the forms, the meaning, and the use. So to begin with, all Latin nouns are declined into 5 main groups called declensions. So there are 5 declensions. The first declension, this declension of terra, which you can find on page 5 of your grammar book, is feminine. So the rules on page 5, which we'll just read, I'll read if you want to turn there. On page 5 of the blue grammar book, rules 32 and 33 say all nouns naming individual male persons are masculine. Nada or natai, a sailor, is masculine. So sailors are usually men, therefore the word nata is masculine. However, all others in the first declension, all of the words are feminine. So for instance, terra or terrai, which is the nominative terra and the genitive terrai, are feminine. So the second thing that I want to note about this declension and all declensions are the cases. So over to the left hand, you will see that there are some cases. So the cases of the first declension and of all of the declensions are nominative, genitive, dative, accusative, ablative, nominative for both singular and plural. So the nominative plural is, the nominative singular is terra. The genitive singular is terrai. The dative singular is terrai. The accusative singular is terram. And the ablative singular is terra. So, to begin with, the nominative case is always the subject. The genitive case is always the possessive. So we see that the land is the subject. The genitive of this word would be of the land, or it could be lands, apostrophe S. Dative is to or for the land, which is the indirect object, and accusative is the land, which is the direct object. And then the ablative is the object of the preposition, by, with, from the land. And it's the same with the plural, only you add the plural endings to the word, which in this case, in the case of terra, would be terrai, terrarum, teris, teros, and teris. So if you look in your purple book on page 7, you will see our first vocabulary. And so these are all first declension words. So if you look at the vocabulary on page 7, you will see that all of the endings are a or I, ae. In order to decline a noun, if you turn to page 4 in your blue book, you will see that it says the nominative, genitive, and gender of a noun determine the model it follows. Add the endings to that model to the stem. So in order to find the stem of a noun, we would look to the genitive, and we would take off the ending of that particular declension, which in this case it would be ae. So the stem of terra is ter. And we always look to the genitive, singular, and the ending of the genitive singular to decline the noun. the nominative, genitive, and gender of a noun, determine which model it follows. Add the endings of that model to the stem. So the stem, this part of the word, is that part of the word which remains the same in spelling throughout the declension. It gives the meaning of the word. The endings show what the word does in a sentence, if it's the subject, the possessive, the indirect object, the direct object, whether it is, etc. So it says that right there in our rules, rule number 26 and 27. So to simply say, in our first declension, in order to find the stem, you want to look at the genitive singular and the ending. And you take off the ending, which is AE, to find the stem of the word. And that's it for this first tutorial on the first declension. So I hope that helps. Please let me know if you have any questions.